what's going on? I am Chelsea. This is my coffee, and this is Coffee with Chelsea, a video cast and also a podcast. Today I have my first Disney princess on, and I'm so excited. Oh my God. Okay, so her name is Princess Abigail, and she's the most beautiful Disney princess of all time because look at her. She's a white rescue pitty. She's even got a little crown on. This is her beautiful mother. Her name is Steinke. They are local to Fort Myers, and Abigail is actually going to be featured in the new Disney Plus show, A Dog's Life. Thanks so much for joining us on the podcast.
Yes, thank you for having us. Abigail, are you excited?
Hi, Abigail. This is Penny. Abigail, she wants to be your friend.
Got a Penny right there.
Hi.
Hi. Say thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, Penny, you go and you man the door. So, Abigail is a Disney princess. How did this all happen?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. It was back in January, and I received a Facebook message from a gentleman saying that they wanted to talk to us about a TV show. And the message came through Abigail's Facebook page, Bonnets For Abigail, which has 30,000+ followers. So
yes.
I didn't really know where this was going, but my curious mind wanted to know. So I told him, sure, let's talk, and gave him my phone number, and he called, and lo and behold, Disney.
Wow.
So I'm not exactly sure how it all came to fruition. Honestly, I thought it was a scam at first because why would Disney be calling us, and how did they find us? This little family here in Fort Myers, but sure enough, wasn't a scam, and we've been keeping our lips sealed since January, and
oh my goodness,
we feel so relieved now to be able to share Abigail's big news.
I know Penny was very excited. We actually watched the first episode of A Dog's Life today, and it was so cute, and I absolutely cannot wait to see Abigail's episode. I mean, how cool is that? Actually, my sister, she lives in Denver, Colorado, and I said that you guys were going to be on the podcast today, and she goes, wait, that dog from the dodo with the little bonnets on all the time? And I was like, yes, I know her. She's like, oh my God, this is amazing.
So, yes, I mean, it's amazing to see how many people just know her story, know Abigail, have fallen in love with her, and where they all come from. There's people all over the world that reach out to us. So
for people who may not know Abigail's story, one, you can go find it at Bonnets For Abigail on Facebook. But why don't you tell us a little bit of her backstory?
Yeah, so Abigail has what I call a Cinderella story. She had a rough start to life. Back in 2016, she was found in Miami with the right side of her face missing. She was taken over to Miami-Dade Animal Services, where she was pretty much given 24 hours for a rescue to pull her. Because of the severity of her injuries, the odds were against her, and they didn't think that she would survive. They didn't think she was going to survive. So luckily, through a networking Facebook page from Miami-Dade, group at Miami-Dade Animal Services, a rescue here, Love is Forever Dog Rescue, which was founded by Victoria and Brock Frazier. They saw Abigail's picture on Facebook and immediately knew that they needed to save her.
Yeah.
I mean, the picture was just horrendous. Her white fur was black, covered in blood and mud, and she had her right ear flap was shredded and hanging, and she had the open wound. So they went and they pulled her from Miami-Dade the next day and brought her down here to Estero, Florida, and she was seen right away by Dr. Thomas Jackson and his team, and that is when they really discovered how severe her injuries were.
Yeah.
And so she had an infection that had set into her whole entire body. She had bite wounds, new and old, in the places consistent with being used in some kind of dog fighting.
Yeah.
And, and then of course the face injury.
Oh my
so
goodness.
After months and months and months of, TLC, a lot of love and surgeries and skin grafts, Abigail defied the odds and She ultimately lost her right ear flap, but she still has the ear canal, so she can still hear.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So she is thriving, but it was such a horrific start to her life. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what exactly she went through in those early parts of her life. Dr. Jackson, he determined that she was only 1 year old when
Oh my
he,
God. So she was
yes,
a puppy going through all
puppy.
this.
Yeah, and so for those not familiar with bait dogs, they're essentially they're used in dog fighting rings to teach the fighting dogs how to fight, and they use these non-aggressive young dogs that aren't going to fight back.
Yeah.
So here she is, a
This is
puppy.
awful.
Yeah, yeah. So here she is, just a puppy, being thrown in these rings and being treated like a chew toy to
It's
teach these dogs how to fight. And unfortunately, a lot of severe injuries. And
But the crazy thing is, like, anyone who meets Abigail, and if you, even when you see her now in all the Facebook posts that y'all make, she is the happiest, she is the bounciest, she is the sweetest animal ever. So it's just like, dogs are just so amazing because they do that. They have an awful like start and they just forgive. They're like, you know what? Some of them do. They just forgive and they kind of forget and they move on with their life. And she's been such an inspiration to so many people. She looks super cute in bonnets, which is
yes.
amazing. I mean, like, how many, you guys get bonnets from all around the world, don't you?
Yeah, and that has it's died down a little. It's died down a little bit, but I think right now in her closet she has about 450 bonnets that literally have come from all over the world, handmade, store bought, and she wears them with the bow or the flower or the crown, right over where her right ear flap would have been. And we like to say that she's teaching the world love, kindness, and forgiveness, one bonnet at a time.
Oh,
And the bonnets came during one of her surgeries early on. She had to have her head essentially was kind of like tied,
yeah, like
and
wrapped
they were,
up.
yeah, so they were changing the gauze and changing the wraps. And one day the wrap made what looked like a bow over where her missing ear flap was. And so Victoria, the lady that rescued her, she said, "Oh my gosh, that looks like a bow. We should make bonnets for Abigail and dress up these head wraps,
Oh,
and see what happens." And so they started that Facebook page, and then the head wraps started being dressed up with these bonnets, and people just started
falling in love.
falling in love and sending bonnets and making them. And oh my gosh, so she has so many different kinds of bonnets, and they really are her staple. She doesn't need them medically,
But
but
she
they have,
looks so good. Why
right,
not rock it?
fashion
Girl's got to
statement.
have her head wear.
Yes, yes. So she still has the bonnet. She still wears the bonnets, as a symbol of hope and as a reminder of where she came from and where she is now, because she has come so far.
Absolutely. I mean, also she's a hero dog, won the Hero Dog Award, and now a Disney princess. I mean, the sky is the limit for your dog. How
Oh yeah,
awesome.
it it's just incredible to see, just all the lives she's touched through so many different avenues. Like you said, she won the American Hero Dog of the Year a few years ago, so that was a really exciting moment. But she also became a therapy dog with her
Oh,
sister Tala, who's also a
yay.
rescue pit bull. So she does her therapy work. I feel like through her story, we've been able to educate people about animal cruelty as a whole, bait dogs, dog fighting rings. We're teaching people about the pit bull breed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negative stigma
Negative.
that surrounds that pit bull breed. So here we are, I feel like we are diminishing that stigma little by little, and every little bit helps. So she's just doing so much. I mean, the sky's the limit for her, and it doesn't matter if you're two-legged or four-legged. You just can have an impact no matter what. And that's Abigail.
I know. She's such an amazing dog. She's so special. I was so excited to get to meet her when you helped me rehome one of my foster dogs that I had first, Ray the Rescue. And then y'all were nice enough to make Ray part of the Bonnet Brigade. And Abigail was just so incredibly sweet. So how was it doing this Disney filming experience? Like, you got to meet Bill Farmer, who is the voice of Pluto and Goofy. So not only do you have a famous dog? But then you got to meet someone who voices famous dogs. I mean, girl, you're living the life.
So actually, so how the show works, it's every episode is 30 minutes. It's a 10-week show, and the episodes are 30 minutes, and they get released on Fridays. And so they highlight 2 working dogs and a hometown hero. So Abigail is the hometown hero for the May 29th episode. Yay. So, and Bill Farmer, yes, he is the host, but for the hometown hero, we actually don't get the crew that comes here, unfortunately. So they send us a shot list. We get the shots that they need and that they want. And we make sure that they have all that. So we send that over to them, and then we do an interview just like we're doing now through a video. But the working dogs, they did get to meet Bill Farmer and have the crew come out to them. But we were self-sufficient in hours, and we did what they had asked, and it was great. It worked out well. And
next season, you just get Tala on with her awesome police canine skills, and boom, working dog and hometown hero. You're 2 seasons worth for A Dog's Life
yes.
on Disney.
We have like a reality show going on here, I think.
Somebody needs to call Andy Cohen or TLC or something. Disney Plus, just go ahead and do it. Abigail and Tala, a Disney princess story. I love it.
If anyone knows anybody, have them call. Yep, we'll get that show started. So,
well, yay, that's so awesome. I'm so glad that it's all been going great. I'm so excited for your news of Abigail becoming a Disney princess. Now, be honest, has it gone to her head?
She's pretty humble, but she does have this strut. And sometimes when I talk to her about what we're doing and filling her in, like, hey, I'm going to do this interview for you because, you just had a long day. She just has this strut about her. So I think she does know. I think she knows how special she is, but she is a very humble girl. So, her mission is just to help others, and but she does love all the attention.
Well, and she loves Tala, which is such a special bond between the 2 of them. So how have you seen Tala? You rescued Abigail, you had Tala first. Did you see Tala help Abigail, come out of her shell more and heal from all of her past?
Yeah, so I actually remember, let's see, it was probably day 1 or 2 when we adopted Abigail, and I have the picture, and I feel like it's just an iconic picture for me. But they are laying on the couch, and Tala is the big spoon, and Abigail is the little spoon, and they had only been, sisters for a day or 2 at this point. But it's like Tala knew something. It's like Tala knew Abigail had a rougher start to life, and just wanted to show her that, hey,
dogs are nice.
This is a safe place for you, and I'm your sister, and we're going to do cool things. So I do love that picture. But yes, Abigail learns from Tala, and Tala shows her the ropes, and they're so smart. Dogs are so smart. And so watching Abigail try to mimic everything Tala does, and then learn things from Tala, it's really cool to see, because Victoria and Brock with the rescue, they did so much for Abigail. I mean, they really transformed her. Yeah. And then it was just a new chapter for her here. So there was more transforming that needed to be done to get her acclimated here. And
absolutely, it takes a village in rescue. That's the realest statement ever. If anyone's in rescue, it really does take a village, and it takes so many people working together. And it's just so awesome that a dog could come from that beginning and have just the story that she's having. That's it. It is Disney magic. That's kind of what you got to say about it.
So many people were just in love with Abigail's bonnets and what they stood for and what they still do stand for. And so we were getting a lot of messages. Do you sell them? I have a dog that had a similar situation, mm-hmm. or I had a dog that had a medical situation, and they have their ear missing or a wound on their head, whatever the case may be. So we were just getting all these inquiries about Abigail's bonnets. Instead of sending Abigail's bonnets to people, they were gifts to Abigail. So instead of sending people's gifts to us, to other people, we decided, why don't we make them? So my husband, Jason, actually is the bonnet maker. So we actually create bonnets similar to what Abigail has, and we make bonnets for dogs.
And boys too,
Or
right? What do you call the boy ones?
we call them boy nets. So just a fun little name to distinguish the two. So the girl bonnets are just, the wrap around the head with the bow, and then the boys pretty much just the wrap, but fun, cute prints. And like I said, people use them for so many different reasons. We get inquiries, medical reasons, injuries, whatever the case may be. So we get head measurements, and Jason gets to sewing, and he makes bows for dogs.
You got a man that
So
can
that
sew. That's what's up.
Yeah. So you got many talents. I could never do it. So I do all the social media and the orders, and all of it's done for free. All it costs us is time, and we can all give time.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, you guys are a beyond an inspirational family. Like, I have to say it, I've been following along your stories for a couple of years now, living in the Southwest Florida area. I know you personally, and, you've helped me save a lot of dogs. We've pushed a lot of dogs out there in the social media sphere. So thank you for agreeing to be on the podcast again. And thank you for all that you do for Southwest Florida. Dude, we could not be as awesome of a community without you and your husband and Tala and Abigail. Please tell everybody when they can see Abigail again, and let them know where to find all of your pages. So, maybe they would like to donate towards one of your bonnets for dogs.
Yeah. So Abigail's, big Disney Plus announcement, that's been the biggest thing lately. So her Disney Plus episode is going to be released Friday, May 29th. They release it just after midnight Pacific Standard Time. So in the middle of the night, so when everyone wakes up on May 29th, they can turn on Disney Plus.
Saturday morning coffee and dog watching.
Doesn't get better than that. Yeah, so it'll be released, and so we like to stress that it is Disney Plus, not the Disney Channel, because we have had a lot of people asking, if we are going to record it and all this stuff, but it's not the Disney Channel. So Disney Plus, the show's called It's a Dog's Life, May 29th. Abigail's the hometown hero, so her segment will be at the end. But the whole show is just so cute. So the whole thing from start to finish, it's the best 30 minutes of your life. So highly recommend it. And then Abigail's page is Bonnets For Abigail. And we continue to share her mission, her story, and her life with all of her friends and all of her followers. So we're happy to add more to the family and
absolutely
keep everyone connected.
Well, make sure you guys tune in. Abigail is an amazing dog, an amazing story, and like I said, they're an awesome family. Thank you for tuning in. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. It is Coffee with Chelsea on Instagram. I am Chelsea. Woo! This is my coffee, and this is Coffee with Chelsea, a podcast.